Hi everyone, my name is Heather Buck. I'm a course instructor and tutor at JD Advising. I want to tell you about a webinar that we have coming up with the American Bar Association about outlining for law school. We get questions from students all the time about how to start their outlines, what their outlines should look like, how to make an outline, and so we're going to cover all of those things and more in this upcoming webinar. This is going to be an interactive webinar, so please bring your questions with you, and I'm going to be happy to cover your questions about outlining. For instance, students often ask us, when do I start making my outlines for my first year classes? The most common mistake that I see students make is that they wait too long to start outlining during their first semester. They wait till the semester is maybe halfway over or even close to the end of the semester. And when should you actually start outlining? As soon as possible. Start outlining the first or second week of class. You're probably thinking, well, I don't even understand what's going on. I don't know how to make an outline at that point. So how can I start my outlines that early? The good news is if you start your outlines early, you have the rest of the semester to keep going back to that material and to update those outlines as you do figure out what's going on. And every time you go back to that material and you revise and you update your outlines, that's one more time that you're reviewing that material, you're looking at it, and it's more likely to stick with you when it comes time for the final exam. So start outlining early, and don't worry if you feel like you don't know what you're doing. It's okay, and there's plenty of time to still fix your outline. Another question I get is, how long is my outline supposed to be? And this is going to vary by class and also by person. Most first-year law school outlines are about 40 to maybe 80 pages, depending on the length of the class and whether you're a really wordy typer. If you have a lot of information in your outline, it might be longer. But don't worry if your outline doesn't look exactly like everyone else's outline. This isn't a competition to have the best outline. This is about making an outline that's best going to help you prepare for that final exam. And then finally, students often ask, do I actually have to make my own outlines? I can get outlines from other people. I can find them on the internet. There are outlines that companies sell. Why do I need to take the time to make my own? And it is so important that you make your own outlines because it's actually the process of outlining that helps you digest and understand the material that you're covering in class. So the outline isn't really about having a final finished product. It's more about taking the time to go back over all the material that you covered in class, make sure you understand it, and then rework it into a document in a format that makes sense to you. That's what your outline is. So we look forward to seeing you for this webinar to cover these questions and more about how to write outlines. Please join us on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for the ABA virtual office hours covering how to write law school outlines.